Hello and welcome to one more of my cycling videos here in the UAE. This is the Urban Ultra Kalba 70k Hills Challenge, or Kalba Hills Challenge, and it gathered about 110 participants that would face a very challenging course. A lot of familiar faces. Obviously, we race year-round in the UAE, and obviously you get to see almost always the same people. The main challenge to this race would be basically two main climbs up to the second tunnel. Those that ride in Atta and know the tunnels in Atta. We would ride from Kalba and all the way to the back of the second tunnel, and we would do it twice. A total of 70k, about 700 meters of climbing, and it was super windy. And you'll see that immediately right off the gate, the pace kind of took. You can see the flag there, how windy it was. That's a big flag. And on this section of crosswinds, most of the frontier guys were trying to split the group, and we were trying to just reduce the group right before the first climb of the day, which would happen 5k in. We tried to really push the pace and just remove some of the I don't want to say freeloaders, but we would just want to make it selective right from the gate. Also, right from the gate, the guys that would play a part on the day were up there, obviously, and on this first turn into the headwind, this is when it really got hard for the guys that were already struggling. CBI had four cyclists here. I know Cycle Hub had 3 or 4 as well. And Frontier, we were 5. So we kind of took expenses to the race. Leon will going to try to attack here and try to split even more the peloton. I think the main peloton broke, I don't know, maybe 3k in, and then obviously as we did the first 10k into the headwind with that first climb, it got split even more. I'm going to also try to attack here and just try to follow Jan. Can't really say it was an attack, but this is already uphill. Can't really say, but we are going uphill. Jan from CBI is just put a steady pace at the front. I don't think he was really looking into breaking away, but I guess no one really followed. It helped that Frontier had 4 guys or 5 guys at the front, and David, you could see David and Leon at the front trying to make other people chase. That's what I guess a team would do. So we launched a few attacks and we let others chase. Eventually it will make for a larger split, or not a larger but a smaller split of riders, and eventually Frontier would try to put 2 or 3 riders on those splits. Mohamed Sabine, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I have to check here my day. So Mohamed Sabai, yeah. Sorry, Mohamed, I just can't really spell names properly. He was on the main breakaway of the day. We'll see that in a minute. Jan was also here from CBI, also on the main breakaway of the day. But this is just the initial, I won't say attack, but just a group of riders that went to the front and tried to shake up things a little. This is still uphill, and this here is when the first main split happened. I guess at this point we were maybe 15 riders. We had all 5 team members of Frontier here, as well as Mark Daly, and you'll see why I refer him later on. Mohamed is still there, Erwin, Ayman, obviously David, and the winner of Gran Fondo Fujeira a few weeks ago, obviously Omar Khairi. So this is the main group. We were 15 at this point. The course would be a little rolling hills up to the tunnel, and then a big descent on the tunnel. Here we still had Steve James and Sam Sam from Frankie's, and Steve James from Cycle Hub in the group. I do know Sam had a front tire flat. I think right now he already has the flat, but he's just trying to get to someone that has a spare wheel, and he's gonna struggle on the. I guess he struggled on the downhill, and that's where he really got dropped from this main split. Sam wouldn't be dropped on the normal day from this main group. Omar Khairi still here, the winner of Gran Fondo Fujeira that Ingrupeto organized a few weeks ago on a sprint finish. Erwin back there trying to get rid of some riders, just trying to. He takes their wheel and then just tries to sprint out to the group, so the other rider has to chase. We are already here with the on the first lap. This is the 6-man breakaway that eventually stuck for most of the day. You could see the back group there, and you could see also that David Williams is not here, and we were only 5 at this moment. It was me, Erwin, Mohamed, Jan, and Mark Daly, and then eventually you will see that Dave just came from basically nowhere from the back of on that 6-man initial split, and you will also see that Erwin here will wait for David to bridge up so he can make into the breakaway, and then we'll have 3 Frontier riders on a 6-man breakaway, which will give us a big advantage throughout the day. So this is the 6-man breakaway. Erwin lets me know that David is here and we're ready to roll. You don't see anyone behind, and then for most of the day we worked fairly well. This was let me remind you that this was a 2-loop course. This is still the first climb up to the tunnel. I'm gonna cut the film a little because nothing much happened on the first climb. We just stuck together, trying to work well, or trying to work our way to the front and just make sure no one would bridge back into this group and make it to the 6-man breakaway. We'll continue, and this is already the second lap. You can see the flag back there, still flying strong. It was very, very windy. Here it was a crosswind section, so we're kind of trying to ride kind of in a V form, trying to give each other's as much cover as possible. So when the rider goes to the front, he has some energy left to go and help out. Mark Daly's still here. This is already second lap going back into the tunnel. I didn't film the first downhill. I did film the second downhill, but didn't really matter because it was kind of boring. You can't really say how fast we're going. Eventually, obviously, this is already the final climb of the second lap. So already few guys are either not taking full pulls or either trying to save their legs to the main climb. We had a big gap. I don't know how long the next group was, but we were pretty much safe from attacks from behind. I think I hear on each of the small hills I try to attack a little, or not to attack, just force the pace a little, just make other people chase. Just a reminder, we had 3 guys on this group, so we wanted other people to chase us and not do all the work. Maybe it would make sense for Frontier to do a team time trial, but for us, we want others to chase. At this point here, David holds back, and I just go to the front, and this is when things got interesting for us. So we had 3 guys on a 6-man breakaway, and this is how you make other people chase. I went to the front, David holds back and waits for other to chase, and you can see, just a note, you can see the aid station there on the opposite side of the road, right before a turn. That's just FYI, this is not the way you set up a aid station. You don't make the rider go out of their way to grab water. So maybe a aid station on the uphill would make more sense. So here I'm already at the front, going solo. This is slightly uphill. We're already up to the final climb to the tunnel, and you could see that we made Mohamed chase. I was here solo for a few K. My legs were burning. I didn't take a power meter, so I was just going with perceived effort. Mohamed races for Anshama Torque cycling team, I believe. He's a very strong rider, and I've known him from other races, and I do know he's a strong rider. He didn't really want to help out. I do remember saying tell him to help out, but he wasn't really playing ball with me here. Eventually, Erwin caught back with Mohamed, and I guess Mohamed was waiting for us to just go. But Erwin just sit back and he just removed Mohamed from my wheel and then let me go again. And I guess this is where Erwin did such a brilliant race. Not just he helped David bridge back, and as he just removed, he was just letting me go and make other people chase. And this is the final section of the climb. You can't really say we're climbing, but trust me, we are. And this is where David comes by, and look at it, this is basically me, David, Erwin from Frontier Sports, and only Mohamed gets on the R wheel. We left Jan from CBI and Mark Daly behind, and I guess we were 3-man on a 4-man breakaway. I mean, this couldn't gone any better for us. This is when it starts to go downhill, and this is where David got away. I didn't have a front camera, so you can't really see, but he hit like 105 k an hour going down this hill. I only hit like 97 or 96. So he made a small break, maybe 15 seconds break, and obviously neither me or when we're gonna chase, we kind of didn't exactly stood up, but we also didn't make any effort to chase David in the hope that Mohamed would do all the work. And eventually he didn't do any of the work on this final K. He basically just sit up with us, and this moment, it's David at the front gaining time on us, and it's me, Erwin, and Mohamed just waiting to sprint to the finish. And this is a sprint, or likes of it. Erwin is still bringing through his nose, so not actually a sprint coming from me. Not really a sprinter. And then eventually Erwin passes me and he gets second, and damn, Mohamed still had it, and he almost and he went for it and he got third, and I was fourth. Overall, a good day for Frontier. We had 4 guys in the top 4. I got the chocolate medal, but I mean, it's good. The team won. We were happy and we had a great time. Thank you for watching.